Welcome to Crochet ADHD. I'm your host, Jackie. If this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome. You're a one-hit wonder. I am so happy that you're here. If you are a repeat offender, a member of the Glam Fam,
only you can prevent forest fires.
I actually have written a list of the different TV jingles that I can think of or that y'all have submitted to me. And I'm like, I'll look at the list and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go with that one. And then I hit record and my mind says, ha ha ha. So I really have no idea what I'm going to say at any given moment. Today's video is the May LP. It is everything that I have done, wanted to do, thought about doing, or didn't do in the month of May. The first thing I want to say something about is what Miss Hetty is wearing. I told myself to look it up before I sat down, and then, well, it's by Miho Crochet. It is a free pattern that is available on Ravelry. I'm almost certain it's the Timeless shawl, but I will have Editing Jackie put the information here. I made this in 2022, and I actually wore it today with my dress. It is made out of let's see, this is, I want to say it's a mandala cake. And all of those colorways, the early mandala cakes were all named after like mythological creatures. So it could be like serpent or dragon, or it's quite beautiful and I love it. I actually, while I was wearing it today, I was paying attention to what I was doing when I was doing it, where I was doing it, but also at the same time, I said, ooh, I must make another one. So I will be making another one sometime. Now that we've got the introductions out of the way, let's do finished objects. As always, I have my trusty dusty notebook that is going to keep me, that is going to guide me on my journey through what happened in May. The first finished objects are my hip to be square mal squares. If you're not familiar with the hip to be square mal, it is just making 2 squares of any size, knit, crochet, or sewn, or quilt, or whatever it is that you can make squares out of. You make at least 2 of them every month for the whole year. If this is your first time hearing about it, but you're like, ooh, that sounds awesome. If you start today, which is the beginning of June, all you have to do is make 12 squares to catch up. Unless you're like me, extra, because so far I've managed to make 4 squares every month. So as of May 31st, I have 20 squares. So these were the squares I made in May. This one was for my calendar inspiration photo for May. This is the one that had the cobblestones and all of the greenery and stuff. And I think this is a perfect representation. It's beautiful. The second square that I made was based off of Judy's Creations in Crochet Bird Make Along. No, that doesn't sound right. Judy's Creations in Crochet Bird Inspiration Photo. So I'm pretty sure it was a toucan or a macaw or something. And maybe I just couldn't decide which colors best represented that photo. So we'll start with this one. So there's like the black of the macaw and maybe a little bit of the orange. I seem to remember there was some bright yellow like in the beak. Also, it's a starburst. And for good measure, this. Here are my 4 squares. These were actually the first things I finished in May. Every month now, as soon as I see Judy's colors and I do my flip the calendar, all I want to do is make those squares first. I get them out of the way. But then after I do it, I'm like, I want to make more squares. I'm weird. Just, all right. Yeah. All right. Okay. There we go. My first 4 finished objects for May. Okay. Next, according to my notebook, the next thing that I finished was my It's Not Easy Being Green shawl. First of all, I was really, really hoping that I would be working on it through the summer. Secondly, I'm afraid to call it done because I want to make it bigger. But alas, she is done after using all of the colors that I was sent, using all of the greens that I had in my scrap area bin. May I present to you look at this. Look, 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 look. Oh my God. So beautiful. So big. But again, I feel like there's still a few shades of green that are not being properly represented here. If you are still interested in sending some yarn to be included in this, it just needs to be like 10 grams, fingering weight, shade of green. Maybe there's a shade of green that's in your scrap stash that you don't see represented already. Send it along, because the way it is now, I have not, because y'all know I don't, she's not been blocked. I'm going to wait until the end of July, I think, to block it, just in case anyone wants to send any more in. Look, and it is, y'all know, me and Granny Square shawls are like, I'm not tired of it yet. I'm not tired of it yet. I'm going to, at the end of the year, I'm going to do like how many Granny Square shawls did she make this year? Because it's a lot. But, woo-hoo! And look how pretty this would look with this dress. Oh, yeah. So here she is. It's Not Easy Being Green. Oh. And last but not least, this one is finished, but it did not have a happy ending. In March, I signed up to do a test pattern for a Tunisian crochet tee. And I was so excited about it. And I chose 2 different colorways from Arcane Fiberworks. Gorgeous, gorgeous yarn. Gorgeous. Loved it. This yarn was perfect for this pattern. The construction of the garment was different. So I learned something, and I always love to learn new things. When I got to a certain part in the pattern, I was afraid that it was going to be too big. And I reached out to the designer and let her know. I did my measurements to make sure that my gauge stayed the same. By the time, though, that I had gotten feedback from the designer, I had already passed that point, the middle section, and I was into like what would be the end section. I was wanting to finish before the deadline, and I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to. So I just decided to go ahead and finish where I was at. And long story short, sorry, it came out 2 sizes too big. Huh? I will show it to you.
Oh my God.
Now, because it's a test, I feel like my contribution to the test is helpful to the designer. When it comes to grading patterns, I can't really fathom how much of a challenge that could be, especially, if you're a size medium and you're trying to grade this pattern to go all the way down to an extra small and all the way up to like a 5X. That's what your testers are for. And the size I was testing was 2 sizes smaller than what this came out to be. But I think, especially when it comes to a top, the mathing should not simply be a matter of, okay, like, for a small, you start with a chain of 20. For a medium, you start with a chain of 23. For a large, you start with a chain of 30, like if 5 stitch increments. I know what I'm trying to say is you're dealing with different shaping, especially here. If I'm a size 14 off the rack, that's all well and good, but I might have size 16 shoulders, size 18 bust, and a size 14 waist. You can't. There's not really an across the board standard. Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know. And the fact that this shape is kind of boxy without any additional waist shaping and this, that, and the other. So this actually came out to a size 3X, like just according to the measurements compared to the pattern. I was so angry, so incredibly angry when I finished it, that it has been in timeout for about 2 weeks. Am I blaming anybody? No. Again, it's a test pattern, and this is kind of what that is for, is to help the designer make changes and tweaks and this, that, and the other as necessary to make sure that, again, each size that's sized up from wherever she started from will work. Boxy makes sense because it's kind of an easy way. I think this is literally just coming out of my brain as I'm thinking it. So if it's wrong, I apologize. I don't know. And I'm actually taking on a challenge of sorts to do this because I have a pattern that I made years and years and years ago for a little girl. And I would like to be able to take that same basic pattern and make it for an adult. I'm going to have to figure out some, manipulations because I'm still starting with the same base pattern. Like I said, I did speak with the designer several times, even after I finished it, and she offered some suggestions on how I can salvage it, make it fit. But I think I'm just going to reclaim the yarn and make something else, because just looking at it hurts my heart. I started this in March. It was all of March, all of April, most of May. Pretty sure that is the longest I've worked on a single pattern in a very long time, if ever. Next up, whips. Now, last month I had 7 whips. For May, I have, May going into June, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 whips. But I want to talk about what's on my list of whips just so I can give you some closure. Things that were on my whips list that are no longer on my whips list. The Hirschner shawl. It is in the to be frogged pile. My sagebrush tank. I have not touched it since March, and it is going to be frogged. There's another shawl that I started. It's a granny square shawl. I mean, technically, it's still a whip that I will more than likely finish, but I don't even want to show it because honestly, I can't remember where I put it. Oh, the other thing, the hack the knit cowl to Tunisian crochet cowl. How did I say it? The hack the knit pattern to make it Tunisian crochet cowl along is being postponed. Why? Well, I don't know how this happened, but for some crazy reason, I honestly forgot that May is a hot month and nobody in their right mind in the Northern Hemisphere should want to make a cowl. How did I forget that May was hot? How? I'm going to postpone it till October. October is still going to be pretty hot here, but at least in most of the other places in the Northern Hemisphere, weather will start to get cooler, and therefore making a cowl won't seem like the dumbest idea on the planet. I apologize for anyone who was ready gung-ho to get started. The first whip is my scrap granny shawl. This is what I'm making out of all of the fingering weight yarn that I am using this year. Newly added. Oh, I did. I was going to say, I need to start putting a stitch marker in here to mark where I last was. I did. It's right there. What is that? What is that? Oh, it's a pair of glasses. You can kind of tell when I picked up the green, and then this right here is from the Tunisian tank, or the Tunisian tea test pattern. That's pretty much the whole last row right there. It's a lot smaller than I thought it would be, but I feel like maybe I'm not crocheting as much this year as I had in the last 2 years, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe I'm just not using as much fingering weight, which I really feel like I was, but I digress. Here's where we are with this one. So if this is like 5 months, I don't know, by the end of the year, it should be a pretty good size. So pretty. Next is the challenge sweater. This one I've been working on for a little while. Not exclusively, not regularly, but I have made some progress. I'll show you this. I have finished the first half, or the front, of the challenge sweater that is pretty much now unofficially, officially going to be a tank top. Ta-da!
Wow!
Do a little na-na-na, na-na-na. I finished this, starting the ribbing on the bottom of the second piece. Will I have it done in time to wear it this year? I don't know. But you know what? With the weather in Louisiana, I could probably still rock this in December. But I'm so happy I got the first part done. Once I get past the ribbing, I feel like everything else is just going to be like really, really great. And then, of course, I'm going to want to make all the other things that haven't even been invented yet. I'm going to want to make them. But I'm really, really, really planning to make sure that this is done by December 31st of 2024. What else do we have? One. The next one is a shawl that I am making for a dear friend of mine. I wanted to make her a shawl. Her favorite color is red. When she told me that, I was just like, are you kidding me? Because I have almost no red, right? And I didn't want to go buy red just because I just want to. So I happen to have 2 skeins of whatever this is called. What is this called? Cozy Wool Merino from Loops and Threads. I've had this in my stash for quite a while. It's 55% superwash merino, 45% anti-pilling acrylic. I'm not color correcting, which I probably should have, but This colorway is called Berry Multi. And 341 yards, 312 meters, 125 grams. And this pattern is my Pursuing Peace pattern that I designed in 2021. No, 2022. I hope to have this done in the next 4 days. If by chance, while I'm talking to you, I realize that I can do this because, editing Jackie, whatever. If I have it finished, I will pop in a photo right here. If not, let's just smile. The last thing, I feel like in saying this, it's going to be controversial. So hold on to your butts. Now, I told y'all I love to learn things. And the last couple of weeks, I have learned, what's the word I'm looking for? I was on Chat GPT, GTP, GPT, JTP, GPT. Anyway, Chat GPT. And I have seen, so I've seen several YouTubers use Chat GPT to see if it could generate a successful crochet or knit pattern. And I think it was Elise Rose Crochet. She did one, and boy, that was horrendously hilarious. Y'all should watch that video. I'll link her below. I decided I wanted to give it a shot. I wanted something simple because simple is, well, simple. So I had it create what is it? It is supposed to be an asymmetrical Tunisian knit shawl. And honestly, real. So the pattern, it starts down here. Now, and the white striping I'm adding in separately, so, it didn't tell me to do that. So yeah, starts down here, and it's just slowly getting wider. Now, I think, if I remember, because I don't have the instructions in front of me right now, I'm pretty sure it's going to, it's like it wants me to do, it's bigger, and then it does a decrease or something. I don't know if I'm going to follow that particular part of the instruction just because I feel like that would look kind of stupid. So far, it's been working pretty well, and I love this color. So the gray, it's called Iron Soot. It's from Yarn Bee, authentic hand dyed. I got this last year. Wrote that on there. And let's see, it is 100% superwash merino wool, 420 yards, 385 meters for 100 grams. It recommends a 3.25 millimeter crochet hook, but because I'm doing Tunisian crochet, I am using a 6.5 millimeter Tunisian hook. So I'm happy. Look at that. That's just so pretty. There we go. That's it. Was that 4? Did y'all count? 1, 2, 3, 4. Next up, the future. My future is nigh. I am competing. In this round of Hooker versus Hooker, which is a make-along challenge thing that is hosted by Jan, an Alaskan crafter, and Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming. I am representing the podcasters. The colors that we are supposed to use this month are pink, teal, yellow, orange, and green. And the item, or the category of item that we're supposed to make, is footwear. All of the colors have to be solid. You can't have like variegated. So if you have green, it has to be one shade of green, etc., etc. Footwear. Can we discuss the footwear? Okay, footwear. And you have to make 2. So it's like single sock syndrome or second sock syndrome is definitely going to rear its ugly head in the next 30 days. That's the other thing. Y'all, okay, I'm going to say this. First of all, if you are a podcaster, sign up to do this. I am hoping upon hoping that the month that you get chosen to do it is a month with 31 days, because I never paid any attention to how long a month is, because, whatever. But now I'm really, really feeling like July would have been a much better month for me because it's got 31 days. All right, I ain't freaking out. I got a couple of ideas. I've already chosen my yarn, or at least I think I have. Depends, because I got several ideas, but I can't show them to you. So sorry. I mean, I can show you the colors, but I'm not going to because they're not here and I don't want to go get them. By the way, check out your girl, Team Jackie. Just got to do it. Just the next is an idea that came up a couple of months ago during a live video, and that is that I'm going to host. It might be January. I think I might start it in January. It's a Friends make along. Friends as in the TV show. Okay, I'm not doing that. Okay, and it will be called The One Where We Make Something. More information will be coming forth, or forthcoming. I like forthcoming. It makes me sound more professional. More information will be forthcoming as we get closer. I have a few ideas as to how we can make it work. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have for my future plan. Next up, it's time to flip the calendar. Hey, 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 flip the calendar. I was going to do this at the very beginning of the episode because I was really, really excited about what June colors could possibly be, but I didn't do that because I forgot. But we are doing it now. 3, 2, 1. Okay, give me the oohs and give me the ahs.
Ooh.
Ooh, what are those? What are these flowers called? I think I actually have some in my yard. What is this called? Lilac? Hydrangea? That's really pretty. I love that color. Like a pinky purple, lilac-y, lavender. To the jar. Where's the jar? Where's the jar? What's this? I think we're going to go with this one. And if I can remember what Judy's looks like, first of all, the colors in Judy's bird inspiration this month is the colors are just mesmerizing, beautiful. And she said, I feel like a lot of people have this color in their stash somewhere, and she's probably not wrong because it is a very, very beautiful color. And this is what I have chosen for her make along. It's got some of that really the lighter teal in there that goes with that. Oh, so beautiful. Uh-oh. Ooh. Next up, stuff I got. The first thing I want to show you is something I got from my friend Diane in Canada. Diane is the host of My Pink Bathtub Knits YouTube channel, and she's also on Instagram. She's just the sweetest, sweetest, sweetest lady. I love her sense of humor. It's very, kind of low key. She's funny. I like that kind of almost like straight man humor. Does that make sense? Like, like in Abbott and Costello, that whatever. Very funny. I would love to meet her one day because I feel like we could probably get into a lot of good trouble together. She sent me the perfect thing. I got it at the very beginning of May. I may have looked at it a couple of times. It is Crochet Tank Tops by Sandy Rosner. And I found out that this is actually like an excerpt from a bigger book. The original book is called 21 Crochet Tanks and Tunics, which came out in 2016. I have to say, there's 9. I can't show you and see at the same time. oh yeah, I can. Oh, there we go. Okay. So there's 9 different tank tops in here. I like this one right here. And I also like this one here. Okay. And I probably like this one too. I'm looking forward to playing around with this. Something that has very simple stitch work for the most part. Nothing too complicated. Many of them, or most of them, are made in 2 pieces. One of the Glam Famers sent me some Big Twist Vista in the colorway Tide Pool. Now, can I just say, first of all, I will give you the deets on this in a minute. For whatever reason, I thought Tide Pool was blue. That's it. This is Big Twist, so it's from Joanne. 705 yards or 654 meters, 150 grams. It is a number 1 superfine yarn, and the content is 56% cotton, 39%, 56% cotton, 35% acrylic, 9% polyamide. This is going to be perfect for the halter top pattern that I wanted to upsize for an adult size. So in the original pattern that I made 2005, I'd made it for Not Hetty when she was 3. She is now 22, and I want to make her a big girl version of it. So this is going to be perfect because I want to make it Tunisian crochet. Perfect. So thank you to the Glam Famer who sent me this. Oh, I love those colors. Oh, that is so pretty. Speaking of Not Hetty, she has been spoiling me. The most recent spoilage? The most recent, whatever. She found this online. It is not vintage in the vintage sense that it's as old as, but it is definitely the 1980s strawberry shortcake and custard. And this is flannel. It is a half yard. I don't know what I'm going to make with it, but I know I want to make something with it. It is so cute. If y'all have any ideas of what I can make with a half yard of flannel, please let me know. And by the way, when I say that again, remember my sewing skills are like, okay, so you know, like there's beginning sewists, right? Okay, take 2 steps down, and that's me. I've been sewing a long time, but I'm still 2 steps down from beginning sewists. Next thing that I got, I was minding my own business on Instagram. Y'all realize that most of my stuff I got story starts with, I was minding my own business on something. Well, I was on Instagram and I saw the cutest, I had actually seen a poll. The poll was, have you ever purchased yarn just for the name? Well, at one point I may have been able to say, no, I have never, ever, ever purchased yarn based on its name. That would be a lie, but I would say it. Now that this has been done, after the question was officially posed to me, I can no longer, in good conscience, say no. This yarn dyer, it's called Home and Hearth Fiber Co. It's in Signal Mountain, Tennessee. No idea where that is, but it's in Tennessee. There. Tennessee. Someone actually asked me or made a comment about, because I showed you a sock blank that I'd gotten a couple of months ago. These are like the very easy ways of storing yarn. Do I want to make all of my yarn a sock blank? No. You could hide it so well.
Ooh, pretty.
Ta-da. Oh, it has a stitch marker in the middle, and that's why it's puckered like that. Okay. The name of this colorway Why are there so many songs about rainbows? You understand, right? I had to. I had to. I had to. Kermit just, I had to. I had to. And because you can't just simply make a single purchase in someone's Etsy shop, I bought a second thing. This is, oh, wait, hold on. I didn't tell you. Okay. This is on their Simplicity fingering base, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 463 yards, 400 grams. I'm really interested in seeing exactly what these will look like when they're crocheted because, you know, normally, and even now, the sock blank is essentially knit. So you know what it'll look like knit, but not crocheted. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And these colors, even though they are rainbow colors, they would totally fit in an 80s color for sure. The other thing that I purchased was a skein of yarn, and it, what? Oh, okay. There's a stitch marker in here also. This one is called English Rose Tea and is on their Belonging fingering base. It is 80% superwash BFL and 20% nylon, 400 yards for 100 grams. Look at that. This makes me want to drink tea. What was I saying? Oh yeah. I love this. This is going to be the most beautiful shawl ever made. Like in the history of shawl making. This y'all, I know last June, I became very aware of my love of pink. But this right here, it's like a dirty pink, but it looks like tea leaves. I mean, it does, but it's giving me like cottagecore, coquette, grunge core. And there is the stitch marker. It's just like a little tassel. Love it. Love it. A big thank you to Home and Hearth Fiber Co. I think she's relatively new. She actually reached out to me after I'd placed my order just to tell me how excited she was that I had placed an order. When I saw it on her Instagram, I made a comment that I had to go and check out other things that she had in her shop. I think that she might have like a low-key love of 80s things because I feel like I'd seen something else that she's either done, doing, or going to do that is definitely hitting my 80s sweet spot. I received a beautiful, gorgeous, non-dodgy bag from my swap partner in, did she send it in April? I think it was in April. And loved it, love it, love it. And I can't wait to use it. Currently, it just keeps, it's kind of holding some of my ill-gotten gains. She sent me another bag. I could not believe it. I was just like, what is happening? You know, again, I get stuff in the mail and I'm like, I don't recognize this. What did I order and forget that I ordered? She sent me another bag. And let me just tell y'all, she did a video about it, which is just so cute. She actually went to a local fabric quilt store and she found it was like it doesn't matter. So she found this fabric and thought it was perfect for me. And I saw it on screen after I'd received it. Okay, so this is how it works. So like it showed up on a Friday, and then I was watching her YouTube video on a Friday, and she's talking about the bag that I'd received. And I was floored because I wasn't expecting a second bag. And then she's talking about the fabric. I paused the video and I ran into this room so I could get the bag so I could look at it closer. Because when you first look at it, right? It's polka dots. But when you look closer, look at that. Yes, it's knit stitches, but I am choosing to see them as Tunisian knit. So it's all good. How cute is that, right? And it's got this like a lanyard, but it's a holdy-on-y thing. It has the quote from The Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. Love that. The fabric on the inside, like the casing, is also Dr. Seuss, The Places You'll Go. On the very inside, the lining is different types of sewing scissors or different types of scissors. The handle over here, again, the places you'll go with little balloons. And if that wasn't enough, she sent yarn. Okay, the first one she sent, this is Yarn Art Jeans Splash. It is 174 yards for 50 grams. It's a number 2. It is made out of 55% cotton and 45% acrylic. Uses a 3.5 millimeter hook and needle. Look how pretty that is. Okay. And the second one she sent me, it didn't have the ball band on it, but what it did have on it, Super Grover. Y'all, I'm such a nerd, but oh my goodness, how cute is this? I think it's supposed to make like a little hat or something, and then this is like the pom-pom. Oh, Lord. God, I'm such a kid. Oh, so perfect. I am so thankful to my Dodgy Bag Mal partner because she does amazing, amazing work. Her sewing skills are just beautiful. And once again, I asked the question, where Dodgy? And I added my Inspector Gadget pen because I felt like this was the perfect place for it. When I had found some Louisiana dyers on local yarn shop day, one of them was the Sugar Plum Circus. I ordered their April colorway of the month, and so I decided to do it again for May. And this is the colorway. It is their Charlotte DK mini set. It's 100% fine superwash merino. Each hank has 49 yards and it's 20 grams. The colors are Mabel, Whisper, and Devereaux. Now, guessing, and that's all I can do, I'm thinking Mabel, Whisper, and Devereaux, because she's a hottie. I could be totally wrong. You know what I have figured out is that I feel like I have started a yarn of the month for Jackie from Sugar Plum Circus. I've already seen June's colorway, and I feel like I should get that too. I'll also get it in the DK because I've already got the other ones in DK. Also, these go on sale every month. So even though it's the colorway of the current month, there's a discount. I want to say it's 20%. With shipping, it kind of balances out for me because she's like, I think she's in New Orleans. She's not very far away from me. I don't know what the shipping would be if there was, any other state or venue or place, location. Kind of become like my yarn of the month thing. Whew. That's it. Whew. Was I disappointed in May? A little bit. One, the tea that 'tis not. Uh, I was happy that I decided to go ahead and get some of the things off of my list because they were not bringing me any joy. And that's another thing that you keep in mind is that making is for you. Yes, you make for other things or other people, but it is, your thing. And if it's not bringing you joy, if it's not sparking joy, if you're not happy with either the process or the product, you got to get rid of it because, and again, I was so happy with the process of making the Tunisian tea, but I don't want to talk about it. The next time you see it, it will be in 2 balls. I'm going to do it. I hate the idea of doing it, but I just can't, I can't keep it. I can't. Moving forward into June, I do want to make at least one tank top. I don't understand what was going on with the sugar. I don't understand what's going on with the sagebrush tank, but I just had to stop. I just had to stop. I do have a couple of ideas for some videos that are coming up. It has been a little while since we've had a Chit Chat Cafe. And if you don't remember what the Chit Chat Cafe is, that's when we sit and we spill some tea. I've been keeping notes. So June will probably have at least one Chit Chat Cafe. You want to stick around for that. To do that, what do you need to do? Well, let's see. If you've been watching this long and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, we really need to talk. What are you waiting for? I'll wait. Go ahead. Subscribe. Click, click, click. Well, I don't know what side it is. Look, there. Subscribe. Okay, wait. And that little bell. Right there. Right there. Yes. Okay, thank you. Next month is my 2nd anniversary. I think I'll do a live like I did last year. Also, at the end of June will be the end of the 2nd quarter of the Hip to Be Square Mal, which there will be prizes. So make sure that if you have already done squares, that from April 1st to June 30th, yes, make sure that you are tagging me on Instagram using the hashtag Hip to Be Square Mal. You can do it on Facebook. You can also do it on YouTube. If you're a YouTuber, just put the hashtag in your description box or in your title or whatever. All right, with that, I will bid you adieu. If you want to stick around and become a member of the Glam Fam, we just went through the little instruction on how you can go about doing that. But in case you missed it, all you have to do is click that subscribe button. And don't forget to rock that notification bell. Until next time, I've been Jackie.